Hello and welcome to my third episode of my Imperial Guide series. I figured we should go for the light side. Today we're doing Ray. Now before we start, I just wanted to say sorry for being late. Obviously because of New Year happened and Christmas. Not this Christmas, this Christmas. Yeah, I celebrate Christmas on the 7th of January. Now back to the point. Ray is a light side hero. She's quick and agile and actually difficult to understand if you're a first timer. I'm going to show you a few tips and tricks on how to play Ray. Let's start with a weapon. And I mean, do I even need to explain what this is? She's carrying Anakin's standard blue lightsaber. You can say Luke's. It originally belonged to Anakin, then passed down to Luke, then Ray. Somehow. Damage wise against troopers is 2 or 3 swings. I actually rarely get 3 swings, but I never got anything more than 3, just so you know. And as for heroes, around 5 to 6 is the average amount I got, but each hero varies since some heroes basically have over 1000 HP and some don't. Stamina wise, you can swing 8 times before you're out of stamina and have to rest. As for deflecting shots, I very roughly have tested it. It's not official, but it's very roughly about 20 shots before I'm out. Again, it's very roughly, so don't quote me on that. Let's go for abilities. The first one is Dash Strike. Ray basically charges forward with a saber and strikes down anyone in your path, and it also knocks them down if they survive. This is a great ability, especially for HVV, where I can land more hits against my fellow Sith apprentices, since when they're down, I can get a couple of swings before they stand up. Plus you can use this if you want to run away, but it's kinda tricky to move left or right unless you have a mouse with a really high DPI. Now her second and a freaking annoying ability, the Jedi Mind Trick. To explain this very briefly, you're tricking enemies to walk backwards. Basically anyone in the vicinity gets their controls completely flipped. This too is another great but equally annoying ability, because when you're on the receiving hand, your controls are completely flipped, and it gets really confusing to manage. Of course, it's a mind trick. Now the last ability is Insight. Basically it's wall hacks, which in a certain range reveals anyone, which can be expanded via cards. I'll get to it in a moment. Plus, when you use Insight, you're also invisible to enemies' radar, which is really great in Galactic Assault when I'm flanking like 5 troopers, and apparently you get unlimited stamina once Insight is active. Now, which playstyle do I recommend for Ray? I would recommend a more defensive style. She isn't as aggressive nor offensive as Luke, but if you use her abilities correctly and smartly, you can absolutely demolish everybody you see, well except for Boba Fett. He's a bit of a troublemaker. Now by defensive I meant as in waiting for the enemy to strike first. Make sure you're blocking, yes? That works on sabers as well. They'll get knocked back, giving you a headroom for a couple of hits. Dodge backwards and dash strike. Making sure they get knocked down again and just go ham. Now let's go for star cards. I actually used 2 different loadouts, one for Galactic Assault and one for HVV. For Galactic Assault, I use Survivor, so every kill I get some extra health, which if I kill a villain, I get even more. Next up, Resilient Dash. I actually happen to find 2 or 3 troopers grouped up every so often, so I actually use Resilient Dash in case if I get shot. Plus if I need to run away, this will make me more resistant. Last up, Focus Sight. Well, the tier 3 version makes the card worth it since I get just a bit more usage out of Insight, but it's worth it. Now for HVV. Obviously Deep Mind, just to rub it in and make everybody suffer for a longer period. Well, as long as I have Insight on. Next up Survivor, because I'm always low on HP when I kill an opponent. Last up, this is more or less your choice on whether or not you want Resilient Dash or Opportunist. Opportunist basically you deal bonus damage with your bind trick. In Resilient Dash, I get less damage whilst using this. Yes, I get hit a lot, but I use Opportunist more often, but it's your choice. Overall, Ray is an amazing hero if you know how to use her. Oh boy, the jokes again. If played correctly. Alright, that's okay to say. That is all I can think of, and if you want to support my work, make sure to hit that subscribe and enable notifications so you don't miss out on my content. And leave a like if you like this video and share it to your buddies if they don't know how to play with Ray. Oh, for crying out loud. See you on the next video.